Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hood's popped. That can't be good. No, we're just doing some maintenance, some easy maintenance, some regular maintenance, but something that's very, very important, especially if you live in cold climates. We're going to change the fuel filters in this thing today. It's something that you can definitely do yourself. The dealer will charge an hour or 2 hours labor to do it, and you can easily do it yourself in 20-25 minutes. Done, over with, save yourself some money, and you know it's done right. So we have like a really crappy rainy day here today, even though we absolutely need it. So you know, like, what better time to do some maintenance, right? That's what days like these are all about when you're in business with yourself. Take advantage of these days when you can. So this is overdue a little bit for me. Generally you want to do these you know, every 2 to 3 oil changes for sure. You know, so 20 to 30,000 miles is when you want to keep these things changed, especially if you're in cold climates. If you're in cold climates, you don't change your filters. They get a lot of water inside those filters. In cold weather, it gums up, and these famous CP4 and CP4.2 fuel pumps can't take that. They will just crap out. They're done. They're toast. Also, it's not good for your injectors. So keep it changed. If you're down in Florida or Texas or something like that, it's not as important, but you still want to do it. You want to keep the particles and all that water and crap out of there. The lighting in here is not very good, so I'm going to do my best to show you guys everything. It's very straightforward. It's very easy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to drain the water out of the water separator, which is right there. You should get about a half a gallon or so out of it, depending on when the last time that you did this was. But I'm gonna put a bucket underneath there. I've got a 5-gallon bucket. All you're gonna need the filter kit, of course. And the part number is FD4625. So that comes with the filter in the engine bay, and the filter underneath the cab as well with the new gasket. You're gonna need a impact or a ratchet with an 8mm. It's like there's 5 8mm bolts and a bucket. That's basically it. All right guys, so she's draining in there. There's not much water in there at all right now by the looks of it. You can hear it a bit. So we are going to let that drain. I'm going to let that drain for like 5 minutes and just keep it simple. While you're here, you can unhook this electrical plug, pop that off, get that out of the way. So I'm gonna let that drain. While I do that, I'm gonna go up and take care of the one underneath the engine. All right guys, so here we are. The filter is located like right beneath your trans stick and your oil stick. I noticed a lot of guys have a lot of problem with these clips because they obviously don't do their research or don't read instructions. But all these are is you squeeze these little tabs together. So here's the red one. You squeeze them together, push it down. That unlocks it. And then the same thing here with this one. Okay, so you pop that out. You gotta make sure it's pulled all the way off. You can get that out. There's going to be a little bit of diesel inside these lines, and this filter is going to be full of diesel, so it's a good thing to put a rag down here. So on this orange one, you actually have to you've got to like pull these up and then squeeze right in here together to pull it out. That's what you got to do with that one. And don't yank on the hoses, because those things are flimsy, they're cheap. You could break the little clips off and stuff. They're quite easy, and then you're screwed. Those parts are probably pretty expensive. Anyway, we got that off. I'm gonna twist this off now and take that out. There's gonna be some diesel inside here, so you know, lay a rag down so you don't get your garage or whatever all full of diesel. So you just kind of give it a turn counterclockwise. Give it a pull out. The hose is out of the way. So like I said, there is diesel in there. Alright, get that guy out. One in, it already comes in its own housing and everything, so you don't gotta worry about none of that. place so you can hear it seat. Give it a turn. Okay, she's locked in place. You'll hear it snap. Push that down. Next one. Push it in. Good. And the last one. Snap it up. Done. So you're good. Alright, so we've been letting this drain for about 10 minutes now. It's definitely just a slow, tiny little drip right there. So we're safe now. We can pull this bucket out of the way. Close that valve back up. Don't forget to close this valve. If you go and put, you know, the new filter in and fire this thing up, and you got that open, you're gonna have diesel spewing all over the place. All right, guys. So here we are underneath, and now you're gonna see the 8mm sockets right here. 8mm bolts. There's 5 of them. So you're gonna take those out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can take those out. I'll lower this thing down, clean out the bottom of this, but we'll do that in a second. So I got my impact gun, but it's hard for me to hold the camera. But just take those out and pull this thing off. Okay, guys, so if you do, you know, a good enough job and wait long enough to drain out the water and the oil, you shouldn't really have a whole lot in the bottom of that thing, just a little bit. You can see the bubbles in there. That's water. That is water. So I'm gonna dump this out to my old oil. I'm gonna take a nice clean towel and I'm gonna wipe up those sort of, you know, those bubbles in the bottom of the pan. Get those all out of there. So you really can't mess this up. It only goes in one way. All right, guys, so she's in. She's ready to go back up in place. Pretty straightforward. All right, guys, I like to give it a little snug up with an old-fashioned ratchet, just because if you crank on this thing too hard, you could strip those bolts and stuff in there. So I use this to snug it up. But so now we're at the point where we can sort of start putting some fuel through this thing. All right, so this next part is very important. If you have push button start, this is what you're gonna do. If you have key start, don't turn the truck on. Don't try to start the truck. Just turn the truck on like an auxiliary and let the fuel cycle through. It's probably gonna you're probably gonna hear some gurgling and stuff, because that's gonna purge all the air out of the lines. Do not try to start it up right away. That is very hard on the fuel pump and very hard on the injectors. Of course, my air compressor is kicking on, so you can hear it. Still hear it gurgling. All right, you can sort of hear it stop, but I'm gonna do this like 3 times. A minimum of 3 times. You can still hear it. Twice. We've done like 5 cycles or so on the truck. You can't hear the air anymore cycling through, so let's give it a go. Perfect. Fired right up. If it starts hard, stop it. stop it and check everything, and then cycle it through a few more times. Everything sounds great. Alright guys, so that's it. Save yourself some money, do it yourself. Be careful with a few things. You can do some damage in here to the, those fittings. They're flimsy, they're plastic, they're weak. Make sure you cycle it like I did, or you're gonna screw up your injectors, that CP4 pump, all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I'm sweating. It took like 25-30 minutes. You got a nice proper shop and stuff. It won't take you that long, but anyway guys, that's it for now. Take care, stay safe. Hope this helps. See ya. Bye.